And it is. So the bottle is actually there. We just can't afford it yet. Check all these boxes here in Dragonland. Got a heal potion. Yeah, so I think once we're done with this, all this looting here, there's the adamant that I was just talking about. Yeah, I think the next dungeon we're going to do is the Volcano. I think that's got the best ratio of chests to random encounters. I think it's this... Oh, no, it's not anything on that island. There's a treasure... There's 3 treasure islands in Cardia. 2 little useless rooms that don't matter, and then one of the rooms is where Bahamut lives. So the tiny island you don't want to go into because there's nothing but people to talk to. And then the island with 2 holes you don't want to go to because one of them is Bahamut and the other one is just a tiny island with only people to talk to. The other 3 islands all have treasures, though. Woo! But because we can skip a lot of the random encounters in the Volcano, and it has a lot of treasure rooms, that's where I want to go look for my crown and or slab. Once we get the slab, we could learn Lufenian, then get the chime, and then Mirage Tower becomes a possibility. There's my heal staff, so I'm going to give that to you. Ice armor. Can I equip that yet? Yeah. The reason I'm not giving him a shield is because the Pro Cape is a shield. Although, if you can use that... Oh, he can. Okay, yeah, I do want to give him a shield then. So he doesn't have gauntlets. Oh, we gotta buy Pro Rings, too. I can afford one of those at the time, right now. We're gonna check magic shops first, though. We can go to the Leafin magic shop without actually knowing Leafinish, since we don't have the slab / Rosetta Stone. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not gonna say no to a level 3 Fire 3. Level 1 Fade? Ooh, level 5 Invitu. I'm gonna take that. It's usually level 6. And we get armor that casts that as a spell, but who knows where it is, you know? I'd rather have it right now. Nothing in there. Don't worry, we're gonna get our level 1 Fade. Unless we've seen all the level 1 white magic. I don't know if we have or not. There's only 4 level 1 spells in any given game. Level 5 Temper. That's not ideal. That's not ideal, but I'm gonna take it, though. So without those power gauntlets, there's no... I don't have a bottle, so there's nothing to do up here. Yeah, without those power gauntlets, there's no real good way to raise my attack power. I'm going to cabin here, because we might run into some nastiness. I mean, I'm going to fight a dinosaur, I think. We're going to try to bane him, actually. Yeah, we're going to Ice 3 a dinosaur. Why not? Oh, that damage on Lars, though, it's pretty good. The benefit of having Pile is the Black Belt, or the Monk, you know, if you prefer, is the only character in the game who is totally interdependent on treasures or shops. Totally. His attack power is just a function of his level, and that's it. So the more you level him up, the better he is. It doesn't matter what equipment you do or don't find for him. We did get a little bit lucky with Lars finding that Sun Sword. The problem is not having access to fast. Because the Fiends and some of the other bosses in the game The problem is they have high absorb rating, so the best way to deal damage to them is to get critical hits. And the best way to get critical hits is to do a lot of hits with each attack. So if we're without the fast spell to double that rating, we might not see the crits we need. So we might want to put the fiends off as late as possible. Once we have access to level 5 magic, Tiamat is on the table, because Tiamat is susceptible to Bane. And I think there might be other fiends that are susceptible to Bane. I'm not really sure. That seems like something I should know. We don't know how to speak the language, so we're going to be back here later. Lupa? That's correct, man. But there are magic shops I want to check. If it's level 1 Fade, level 8 Fade, that's not what I wanted to see. That's the exact opposite of what we needed to be in this shop. Goat is just dead weight. Dead weight. Pointless character. Yeah, she's got a little bit of healing. You know what? We're going to stack up on this troll. Let's let her do at least something useful with harm, you know? Let's let her think she's a useful member of the team. 82 damage. That's all you had, huh? Harm 4, strongest harm spell in the game. Against one of the few enemies in the game it'll actually hit. And that's what you got, 80 damage. Listen, I've had rando runs where I've taken a white mage, where we got level 1 exit, level 2 fade, you know, and that's amazing. One of the other radio boxes you can check in the randomizer is whether or not spell permissions are preserved. What that means is, for example, Sam can't cast Nuke because he's a black mage. In vanilla, even if Snook was a level 1 spell, he wouldn't be able to cast it. But there's a flag you can uncheck which removes those restrictions, enabling a wizard to cast spells of their school as long as you can get them. And what that means is you might be able to get Warp and Exit early, because otherwise Warp and Exit are reserved for wizards, not mages. And that opens up some interesting strategic decisions you can make. Strategic decisions which we sadly will not be able to make use of because Warp and Exit are both really high level. Actually, that's not true. Warp was level 5, I think. Which is what it is in the vanilla game. So we might... Yeah, you know what? We'll stack up on the troll here. Harm 4, Ice 2. We'll have to see. But I think my next stop is the Volcano. Without Exit, the Volcano is a little less appealing. The problem is, if you can't exit out, you either have to walk all the way out if you find something you want to keep. Did that poison spell just petrify me? I mean, okay. If that's what you gotta do with your life. I wasn't aware there was a petrification spell called poison. I gotta buy some softs. Yeah, I gotta buy some softs. I gotta buy more heal potions anyway. We're gonna turn in this adamant. We're going to... buy some soft potions. And I think we're gonna go check the magic shops in Onrak. How scary is the Sea Shrine? I'm trying to think if the Sea Shrine... Maybe the top floor of the Sea Shrine is my next stop. Actually. Because, yeah, the problem with the Volcano is if you go deep in, you have to make a hard decision. There's one treasure box way down on the bottom floor that's guarded by a red dragon that you might as well check because you're there anyway. But if you go that far down, you got to make a hard choice. Do I fight Carrie or do I leave? If you've got the exit spell, that's an easy choice. Yeah, we're going to buy 10 softs. And restock potions. You cast exit. Getting back to Carrie only takes a couple seconds. But it's a trip you don't want to make twice if you don't have to. The issue with Carrie is if she rolls scary spells or really high stats, you might be in for a time. One of these shops had level 5 warp, which I want now. There, oh, you know, level 6 warp. Ugh, that's less enticing. It still might have its uses. I don't think there's any white magic spell in Onrak that would make this mage worth having, though. And I can't afford the bottle yet. I think what I'm going to do... I've got the Invitu spell. And I got 99 heals. I think we're going to do the Volcano. I think we're going to go back. We're going to get the second floor of the Volcano done. And then I got to make that hard decision to fight Carrie or not. I don't know what the right answer is. Or I might just do the power leveling here. What level am I right now? 12? That's kind of low. But I mentioned that there's a reason to go to the Volcano in a vanilla run now, and it is power leveling. It's very, very fast leveling spot. Faster. It's such a fast leveling spot that it's actually attractive as an idea, which is something that if you watch me play Final Fantasy 1, you know I would basically never do. But it's so fast that if you kill off everybody but like one character, it's such a fast leveling spot that it's kind of insane. But it's a pretty good spot to level all your characters at once, too. Okay, so we've got a little bit of gold. Mr. Grey Worm happening now. I shouldn't be attacking with the mages. They both have spellcasting items they can use. I don't know why I'm doing that. A little bit more gold. Oh, I'm so mad that I brought up Wh.MAGE. I guess this is the reason you bring a red mage instead of a white mage, but a red mage can't cast Exit. Maybe he can with the permissions unflagged. But the benefit of having a white or black mage over a red mage in the randomizer is you get access to all of your spell charges much earlier. Red mages take a lot more leveling to get each subsequent tier spell. Like, I'm level 12, I already have access to level 5 magic. If I brought a red mage instead of a white mage, and then a spell I needed was in white magic 5, that red mage would just be out of luck. So the red mage is less useful in this version than in vanilla. In vanilla, ooh, that's a lot of gold. In vanilla, the red mage is much more highly prized because most of the good spells are low level anyway. Like, most of the spells that you want to use. Lit 2, Fast. Lit 2 and Fast are the big ones. By the time you really want to cast them, he'll have enough charges to use them. So I think what we might do in the Volcano is just get these treasures and do some leveling, actually, and then bail on here and go treasure hunting elsewhere, and then save Carrie for much later. Because I can check the waterfall now. The slab is what I really, really, really want. Slab would be excellent, because then I can go to Mirage Tower, which has a lot of treasures, pretty centrally located. And then if I buy that Bane spell, I should be able to beat Tiamat up there as well. And then if we're really lucky, we never go to the Ice Cave ever. But if you have an incentive to go to the Volcano early, which you do in Randomizer, the leveling in here is actually pretty good. That's something that I want right now in my face. Get rid of this and this and this and this and this. Haha, that's excellent. So now Pyle can cast Saber on himself. Excellent find. Good job, Brickroad. Thanks, Brickroad. We're going to save that room. Oh, that's the last room. Okay, so here's the cool thing about the volcano is you've got this spiked square with an Agama. Providing this Agama doesn't do anything terrible, we should be able to kill it really easily. We've got the Sun Sword. We've got the Ice Shirt. Providing they don't have an attack that can destroy me, the Volcano has a cool property that no other dungeon in the game has. We're going to use up all these charges, because I still have pure potions, so... And that's that it has two spiked squares right next to each other. What this means is we can get into this battle as much as we want, over and over, without ever incrementing the step counter. Which means no random encounters, which means no chance on wiping on anything silly. The other best grinding spot in the game would be in the Ice Cave, fighting the Eye over and over. And as far as, like... like XP per battle, the Eye is still better, but killing the Eye can be tricky. For one thing, the Eye itself has death magic that can get through your pro ring at a very, very small rate, but it can happen. Which means grinding there on long enough timeline, you are eventually going to get rubbed or XXX'd or something. But also, because every time you fight the Eye, you've got to step off the spike square, then back onto it. That means in between every fight, you're incrementing your step counter by 1. We'll just fight here until the heals run dry. And there's nasty stuff in that Ice Cave, man. There's nasty stuff. And eventually your encounter list will give you something very undesirable if you fight there for long enough. But these Agamas... It looks like these Agamas didn't roll high attack stats, and it looks like they don't have any skills, which means all they can do is sit here and get punched. That's it. So here's the plan. We're going to fight these Agamas until our heals run dry a little bit. That'll get us up there. When we come back to fight Carrie later... What we'll do is we have pro ring, we have ribbon, we have opal bracelet. So we can make Pyle basically indestructible. What we're going to do is kill off the other 3 people, bring Pyle in solo, especially if we find the defense swords somewhere. And on the way to Carrie, we'll have Pyle, we'll have him solo the volcano. That's the master plan. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get Pyle to such a high level on Agamas that Carrie does not stand a chance, even solo. Because if he's got Pro Ring and he's got Ribbon, there's nothing and he's got the Opal Bracelet, all of which we have, there's nothing she can do to take down Pyle. But we can't do that yet, because he's not quite high enough level to one-shot these Agamas. Somewhere in the level 20s, the Black Belt will be high enough to do that. I mean, a good black shirt roll will do it. But for now, they're still hitting kind of hard. And I kind of want some levels on everybody anyway. Welcome to the boring video where Brickroad grinds fire lizards. Cha. I'm going to give him... We're going to swap these. So we'll make Goat pretty survivable down there with the Pro Cape. But yeah, Pyle's taking way too much damage here. With a lucky roll from the Ice Shirt or the Bane Sword, you could kill an Agama in one shot. But eventually Pyle will be so powerful he'll just do it innately. And the reason we need those power levels is because we don't have fast. If we had low level fast, it wouldn't be necessary. Here's the problem. Is I mentioned much earlier that 6 monsters in the game, all of the Refights, Chaos, and the Wh.MAGE, have their abilities mixed and matched amongst each other, and you can get multiple copies of the same ability. For example, both Chaos and Lich know Nuke. That means there's 2 nukes in the table for those monsters to share. There's also an attack called Nuclear that the Wh.MAGE uses, which is functionally another nuke. And this is on top of, like, Tiamat has Thunder and Poison spells. Kraken has... Well, Kraken has Lit too. That's not a big deal. But all of those monsters just roll in and amongst themselves. They don't share them with the greater monster population at large. That means when we go to do the final dungeon, we're going to see 5 boss fights, and they could all be packing Nuke. We want to burn those boss fights down fast. We have to go through them as fast as possible, and we don't have the fast spell. So the best way to do that is with a really high level monk. Again, monk is, it's essentially randomize proofing your party. It doesn't matter what you roll, what you find, what's in the shops. You always, always, always can fall back on leveling your black belt. He's always going to be good no matter what. So no problem here. But when we come back through after this run here, what we'll do is we'll use the lava to kill off most of the party members and fight these Agamous with just Pyle once he can kind of survive them solo. Oops, I want to go. There we go. This is technology that I didn't know existed back when I did any of my previous Let's Plays of Final Fantasy 1. If you've read any of them, I've done lots of screenshot Let's Plays of the game. Let's count them up. Let's actually see. Final Fantasy 1 was the first Let's Play I ever did. It was in screenshot form. It's on the Talking Time forums. You can Google it or whatever. You'll find it. That was the first one I ever did. And then a year or so later, because in that first Let's Play we were talking about solo runs and things, which is where you play the whole game with just one character, which is totally possible, and I've completed every solo except the Thief, which I consider to be humanly impossible. But my friend and I did dueling solo runs. He did a solo White Mage, and I did a solo Black Mage, and we just kind of showcased what those runs looked like. And it was fun. And then a little while later, I did another screenshot Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1 Dawn of Souls, which is the Game Boy Advance remake, which, by the way, is, in my opinion, the definitive way to play the game. If you're new to Final Fantasy 1, you want to see what it's all about, or you just want to kind of enjoy it as a piece of gaming history, that's the version that I recommend. It's much more friendly to casual players to learn. It's not as esoteric. A lot of the broken stuff actually works. It's the version that I would recommend playing. But I did a Let's Play of that, and then of course I did a Let's Play YouTube series of Final Fantasy 1 as well. So this is like my 19th Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1, but it kind of became a meme amongst my little Let's Play community here that like the Volcano is useless, White Mages are useless. They kind of became memes amongst my viewers. Some people disagree that going to the Volcano late is a good strategy in vanilla. I don't know why they disagree. I think this is like kind of an objective issue. I don't consider Volcano early to ever be useful unless you're going to grind these Agamous, which is totally a good strategy in vanilla if you're just playing the game through. Not a great casual strategy because you still have to... Because the thing is, when you go to the Volcano early in vanilla, you don't have exit. You don't have a quick egress. You have to know, okay, how many characters do I power level, and then when do I bail on the Agamous? Like, when do I cut my losses? Because you still have to walk out of the Volcano. And it's not a long walk, but it is a dangerous one, because if you're avoiding random encounters, you've got to walk on lava, which means you're draining your health. But it's not all lava tiles on the way out, which means you still are going to get a couple of random encounters. So there's still a little bit of strategy involved. You still have to know, okay, when do I leave after the grind, or do I try to go through and take carry early? And taking carry at this stage of the game, even with the power leveling, because remember, in vanilla, you can't have ribbons, you can't have pro rings, you're not going to have any endgame or spellcasting equipment, you're not going to have this heal staff, you're not going to have a black shirt, you have no access to... at best, you'll have Ice 2, at best. So taking carry at this stage in the game, it's possible, but if you do it before the airship, she's not trivial. Oops, I walked the wrong way there. But I do like the strategy. Speedrunners do it, obviously, but the speedrunning version of a game is a lot different than just the regular version of the game. Because what happens is, speedrunner will get to the volcano in, I don't know, an hour, maybe a little less. And then if the Agamous grinding goes south, which it very well might do, they just reset the game and start over from the beginning. That's how they do. Obviously, if you're just playing the game through, you're not going to be doing that. You don't have to bet everything on one gamble. But if you're going to be in a situation where I might have to reset the Agamous grind 5 times until I actually get away with it, at that point you might as well just do the ice cave. You might have to reset the ice cave 5 times until you get away with it as well. Which is my preferred strategy. Get that airship early, do the volcano last. But I do consider this to be a valid strategy. It makes the volcano a little more valuable as a dungeon if you're going to come here. So the option is not as cut and dry as I used to think. I still think early ordeal is a good idea to get those... Oh, I guess you would have the healing staff. Because, yeah, you go to ordeal first before you go to the volcano. Yeah, you would have the healing staff. You wouldn't have the black shirt, which means no ice magic. Except just your Ice 2 charges. The other thing that has become kind of like my Final Fantasy mantra is that white mages are pointless. Healing is not very good in this game. It's better to burn monsters down really quickly than to try to heal up. Alright, this is going to be our last Agamous for now. See, I would never take a white mage. There's a lot of cool things white mages can do in this game. There's a lot of like really kind of fun white mage strategies that change the game up. My recommendation, if you want to explore them, is do a 4 white mage run. 4 white mage run of the game. It's really fun. If you're kind of experienced with the game, it can be fun. I forget which way to go. I think this way.
Shoutouts to Robert Hoover for sponsoring this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.